Welcome. I'm so glad that you can join me here today. 237 from pages 606, 607, and 608. That's 3 pages on what is ascension. And as we further delve into this novel from TheSovereignLight, named after my ministry, this course, a course in metaphysical spirituality. And my name is Reverend Maria Arvanitides. How do you do? And with that said, why not take a few deep breaths in and out, and open up your diaphragm. With each and every breath, feel that sigh of relief and just release it. Just let it go. Everything that's taking you out of this present moment. Just release it with every breath in and out. And just lower your consciousness down to your heart space center. And with every breath out, expand and open up your heart as much as you can. With that sense of sinking in, feeling into the peaceful stillness where all around is chaos. You become motionless and still and grounded from the soles of your feet all the way up your tailbone, surging right up into your heart space center. Feel the grounding from beneath your feet, the earth. And just release everything, all the anxiety, all the stress. Let it go back down to the earth. With every breath out, just feel that. And then bring back some fresh energy from the earth that rejuvenate that energy back up. And out. Ripple out this vibe, this frequency of well-being. You can opt to have your eyes closed or open. Just find that center, stillness point. And just take another deep breath in and out. So what is ascension? Contemplating on this thing called ascension. Let's further to explore. And praise is something that the self requires much of, and as parent to the inner child to give. This feeling of praise that the inner child so longs for. That reassurance of it's doing well, and to stay open and playful, and it's okay. Use your imagination. When the many are harsh and mean and critical, the higher self will have no part of it. Thus, the self becomes rejected from the whole of its tribe and community that have outcasted it, and so it seems left it for dead. Words are very powerful and hold with them energy. These thoughts, these beliefs, these opinions that we hold and from others' experience to come to the collective agreement of what each and everything means. And so we have been removing the meaning and bringing it whatever feels best for us, and raising the frequency and removing all the distortions. And with that said, today, just contemplate and see through these words that come together to form this statement throughout the day, to feel it and empower with it the energy that it offers to inseminate within your holographic field, your environment, your circumstances, to start to echo in the way your state of being prefers. And from this lesson 206, will you participate with me and say these words? They're more empowering and powerful when you begin to say them rather than think them and hear them. Say them with me. Repeat them if you will. Ready? Sounds good. And just take a deep breath in. And after each time, the cycle, take another and start again. Where there is praise, I feel the glory instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. Where there is praise, I feel the glory instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. Where there is praise, I feel the glory instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. And take a deep breath in and blow it out into your circumstances, your environment, your situations, and know that you have a bulletproof. If you will, imagine this vest and you're wearing it, and it only opens up to love to follow through where there is praise. Death is a transformation, and such a gift to find that the self is the creator. When left with no alternatives for the opportunities to work under others, is to degenerate. It must create its own to generate an inclusive generation with. the freedom to express rather than enslave into uniformity. No size is too little to befit the envy to employ, and with tight-fisted its world of do-gooders to degenerate the masses into, well, I could think of one perfect tool that people can use and actually do manipulate others with, this idea, this illusion that there is such a thing called fairness, that there is such a thing to promote and support and advocate for equality. And what we say, what say you in the face of diversity? The richness that it has to offer within each a sovereign light, that distinct energetic signature that is so valuable to the whole. This uniqueness that goes unrewarded, taken for granted, unsupported, and struggling in the faces of the masses that try to compete in the name of uniformity and conformity and fairness, and they're the lack of. In the name of fairness that we must fight and give and empower to those who enslave for many generations, our generated energy that we give through enslavement, through workship. And so let us continue with the sermon of what is ascension, and let's explore it further. And let's shatter and break through all the many illusions that the filters of the ego mind perceive through these things of perspectives, the many layers. So it seems this way, and for the longest moment the self must learn to open up from the similarities that draw it near to such a narrow-minded circumstances as to believe the brain in it for its very own survival. The attraction to the blemishes, rather to augment and belittle the betterment and seeing the better versions within each other, that we must take away and distract with the attentions of the ugly to augment within the beautiful canvas. Today, practice being grateful and praise the self with every opportunity it can find to feel such worth from itself. It can become a reassuring, and so reassuring for its capabilities, rather than focusing on the blemishes and the takeaways and on the distractions. Every little thing that calls out for attention to take away and disempower, like a chip and another chip and a chisel on the sculpture. Oh. Where there is praise, I feel the glory instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. These characters tell you in need of attention. Just for a moment, to set a platform with such words that can create a space to own with seniority and stand from that platform to greet the world with. And like a vacuum, they'll be like sucked right into your world. Little patches everywhere. So pick a few words and play with them to see how they feel. And don't become disempowered by them, rather empowered by them. See the empowerment that you can feel rather than the disempowerment from the many little ugly patches that try to take away from the attention of the bigger picture that is the beautiful canvas. What does it mean to believe in the self? Does it lift and elevate? Is it a settling and healing space? Is it centering, evolving the inner child and transcending, heart awakening, and or helping to release the old patterns by attracting them in and taking notice and acknowledging them and giving them praise and thanking them and then just releasing them, because they have so many things to do and they will busy right out of the canvas. Does it settle the mind with ease to know this? Or does it help to expand creatively from this ease? Physical ease and emotional flow can come from these words that bring positive and unlimited thoughts. See how many words that can be selected throughout the day, and at least 3 or 4. Pick the ones that will empower in this thing called praise. To feel certain and capable comes from the belief in the self. And rely on this trust that comes from within, the place of knowing thyself. For a moment, experience these perspectives and the purpose that they bring with each frequency the self to vibrate in. Master this moment. Master it well. And what it feels like to experience these words. Another. And another. Perhaps they flow well together in reinforcing the statement. Practice these words and combine them to experience a different level from before. Practical foundation for the mind to play with and solidify each step each step into and from these spaces that spiral upward toward ascension. These kids, they just want so much attention. You know, if you only knew how much parking space there is, and they just want so much attention. So acknowledge them for who and what they are without allowing them to take you out of your center. And they will leave. Where there is praise, I feel the glory instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. From this exercise is the application to create a better frequency that can raise the self from any previous lower density, and that tries to pull it out and down to its level of busyness. The more the practice of these words to play with, the easier that these energetic boundaries can be formed. Imaginary linear concepts on the ground to stand on by connecting from each point of reference with each word to feel and strengthen the energy of its field. Let praise be one of them. Praise is the icing on the cake, or the fruit in the cake, and will increase with graceful to ascend from such depths of appreciation. For instance, so I am imagining right now a triangle that I'm standing inside of. And each point represents a word. I am able. Is one of them. I am capable is another. I love myself. And throughout the day, feel this vibrating all the way up into praise, and create this pyramid that we might walk throughout the day in this space of praise. It can also be love. One point that creates another energetic line to the other. I am capable, and I am able, and walk on this platform throughout the day and feel the seniority, feel the praise. You can just change it each time if you want and feel something different. Are you capable? What does capable feel like? Are you able? What does able feel like? Well, are you able to tie your shoelaces? Are you capable of taking the next step forward in this platform? And do you feel the love for yourself? This is just one great exercise to have in your toolbox. And no matter what outside will bring, you feel that love. You feel that confidence. You feel that praise and gratitude and trust. All these words can be made as example to sample for each point, each dot that connects to the other, and then a line, an energetic line, and then another. And with that said, that sample of the platform of a triangle that we walk through out the day, and we can raise it to another one up here and create the pyramid, the focal point. And this is called praise, perhaps, or something else you want to bring, seniority, that they all can combine together and throughout the day walk in this field that you've created, your energetic, from your imagination. And each line holds an electrical component to the next. So it has been briefed upon before, the relevance of this word called ascension. And look at all the many accomplishments throughout the year, months, weeks, days. Then at the end of today, see what else that can be even more subtle enough to add, that you may intensify or that you may diffuse. How many sides does a pyramid have? How many sides, rather, does a pyramid have? So for each side, you can also create a certain frequency that will complement for each side. It has been briefed upon before, the relevance of this word ascension. And to sum it all up, from the base is where the 0 point field of its awakening begins. And then from there, 4 other sides from which to play with, and until it reaches resurrected illumination. Now, the ground level, and for now, is the purpose for today. So we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves in all the add-ons and all the many layers that we can eventually create. For now, let's keep it simple and cognitively grasping the dimensions from this level that the self can stand up and rise above, to discover of its many choices it can thrive from. And that is the purpose for today. Just very simple. Just very simple. We have an army back here that has created a density of ugliness on the canvas with their cars to kind of, oh, this is no fantasy in the back. Whoever created this, I give them praise. Very artistic. no matter how much they tried to hide the light from this creation. And with that said, today, create that platform, as you can see, and just with the electrical component of thinking, because thoughts are electrical, and we can create this magnetic field from that thought and our imagination to imprint upon throughout the day to reassure us in the way we want to feel in a certain state of being that will reflect onto our circumstances and our situation, that we might empower ourselves, that we might feel capable. And where is it that it's not just saying the word, but what is it that makes us feel capable, that we can think of and experience? Well, do we know how to tie our shoelaces? Are we capable of that? Do we have the ability to put on our clothes every morning when we wake up to get ready for the day? And with that said, to know and feel it, that yes, I am capable to tie my shoelaces. And in this way, we can feel it through the experience of knowing we know how to do this. I am capable. I am able. I love myself. And just feel that. Where have you felt praise in your life? And just raise that. And so as we start to get really, really busy from whenever, we were never going to get busy here, but here it is. I created a miracle for this business. Everybody wants to come and see what I'm doing. Busy, busy, busy. Very popular place now. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. And I will leave you with these words, and I'd like to hear you repeat them with me. And as you slowly start to come around, if you haven't so already, to acknowledge everything around you that has tried so eagerly to take you off your center and off this focus and off this lesson and off this presence that we're sharing here together. Oh, look at that car. Oh, that's more important than what I'm saying. Who cares? Who cares how ugly or beautiful the background is? What's important is this thing that we're sharing together. And as you slowly start to come around and blink your eyes open, say these words throughout the day. Where there is praise, I feel the glory. Instead of criticize, and where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. Where there is praise, feel the glory. Instead of criticize, and where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. Where there is praise, I feel the glory. Instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion from rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. So how do you see things? Do you see things that might change you in a good way? And only look at the best version of yourself and that within others, always. And each time, take a deep breath in and say these words, this statement throughout the day. Where there is praise, I feel the glory. Instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. And say it, and pause it, if you will, and say it again, as many times over. Where there is praise, I feel the glory, instead of criticize. And where there was once opinion for rejection, a bulletproof self that only love may follow through. And work on these images to imprint an energetic field that you may practice with this tool. A very simple platform of a triangle, if you will. Use the geometry of a pyramid, a triangle, and let your imagination go as far as you can take it. For simplicity is the way to start, and just enhance and work on your visualization and the connection to how you feel with every word that holds that power through the meaning of experiences that you give it. For instance, I am capable. It's not just saying it, but do you feel capable? And where is it that you once felt capable? Well, think of an example and it will take you there to feel it. I am capable of tying my shoelaces. That makes me capable. So right away, it goes into that frequency of feeling capable. And then add to it. I am able to get up every morning. I'm able to put on my clothes. I'm able to start a new day. How does that feel? Very simple things that you're able to do, and it takes you into that frequency of what it feels to be able, to be capable. And what are some other words to close that triangle with? Another point that may enhance it throughout the day. I love myself. Where do you feel this love when you know, you see maybe a puppy dog. What is it that makes you, or for instance, okay, I am happy. I feel the praise. I feel the glory. That's 3. That created a triangle. And throughout the day, just practice that very simple. You can switch the words, but feel that power, that platform that you walk on. And if you want, create that space. And you can do this for each one. And then ascend into a pyramid if you'd like, to that point up there. And then there's the space that we have, that we walk throughout the day. Very simple. Just start with that 2-dimensional triangle as a platform that you walk on, and create with these electrical component your field. Thank you for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure. And until next time, it's been an honor to have you here with me.